I told you about this on the phone. I was going to ask you because I got Vader's version of the story and I have Sid's version of the story of the infamous incident with Arn Anderson in Europe, which I guess you were the agent for that tour.
Unfortunately. All right, you want the true story? A guy that has no marbles in the race and was there.
Yes.
They got into bickering at one another in the bar like the boys do when they're drinking. And they said some nasty things to one another. Well, Arn Anderson, you're Ric Flair's buddy, that's the only reason you get booked. Well, you're just a big steroid head, that's the only reason you get that kind of back and forth. So my room was right here and Arn's was across the road from him, so I hear Sid Vicious yelling at Arn Anderson, you man, where are you, you son of a bitch? So Arn has come down trying to get in his door, and Sid hits him on the door opens and Sid hits him with the leg of a chair that Sid had been carrying. Arn falls in, and I think he may have landed on the bed because he comes out with the scissors in his hand. Sid took off up to his room and he was trying to get his key in the door, and Arn run up and stabbed him in the side. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God. So I think my second wife was married to him then, so I said, oh my God, he's stabbing him. So what are you going to do? There's blood pouring out of his side there, and Sid's holding his side, so Sid goes outside and falls over. Oh my God, Arn, I'm trying to think the guy was the in-house security.
Doug Dillinger?
Yeah, Dillinger. So Dillinger comes down and says, where'd you go? I have no earthly idea. The guy, I think Sid hit Arn with a stick or something. Arn come back and stabbed Sid. Sid has run outside, he's fell over outside, he's bleeding. We need an ambulance. So the police come, they take him to the jail and do all the things, so then they send them both home. And I really don't know what happened after that. I mean, nobody got fired, but I mean, it was just started over two guys not getting along. And
there could have been charges laid by the police over all that, so I guess everyone was involved was lucky.
Yeah, in Britain it could have been.
Yeah.
And in England, yeah, but yeah. They said if you send them home in the morning, we won't arrest none of them. So they technically deported them, I guess you could say. They put them on the plane.
Which is good for you, because I guess as the agent in charge, you would have been dragged into all that, the whole court case. And
I wouldn't have seen it then. I would have been in bed. You know how that is? No, I was in bed, so I never saw nothing.
So I guess you didn't want to even dare get anywhere close to them when this was going on, because they're too wild.
It was ridiculous. Two big old boys and little old me getting in the middle of that. No, sir.
And Arn Anderson, we know he was a great technical worker, but it seems like WWE constantly tries to make it out like he was more over than he was, just the way that they try to make history out. Do you think that's just because of his friendship with Ric Flair?
Well, that and the Four Horsemen, and he was one of them.
Yeah.
So the Four Horsemen were over.
Yeah.
So on that alone, you could say, well, the kid was over, but he was never over a single Arn Anderson.
Yeah. What did you think of Sid as a wrestler and a draw?
He'd reach a few dollars in Memphis. He worked with Lawler in Memphis, drew money.